the ancient and beautiful rural culture and Buddhism of Sri Lanka. Today, I am honored to speak about a subject that is not only rich in history, but also deeply spiritual and culturally vibrant. The ancient and beautiful rural culture and Buddhism of Sri Lanka. Nestled like a teardrop in the Indian Ocean, Sri Lanka is more than just a tropical paradise. Beneath its stunning landscapes, golden beaches, and lush greenery lies a soul shaped by centuries of tradition, spirituality, and simple, profound living. At the heart of this soul is the close relationship between Sri Lanka's rural life and Buddhism. Let's begin by looking at rural life in Sri Lanka. The heartbeat of the island, rural life. The majority of Sri Lankans live in rural areas, in small villages surrounded by paddy fields, forests, and streams. These communities, known as gamas, are the living embodiment of tradition. The rural lifestyle is simple but deeply meaningful, centered around family, agriculture, and community cooperation. In these villages, time seems to move at a gentler pace. People rise with the sun, tend to their fields, and gather in the evening to share meals and stories. Life is intricately connected to the rhythm of nature. The agricultural calendar often mirrors religious observances, creating a harmony between work, faith, and the environment. Traditional knowledge, from irrigation systems called wua to medicinal practices using native herbs, has been passed down through generations. Even the village structure reflects balance. At its center is often a large Bodhi tree, a temple, a school, and the wua, or reservoir, representing spirituality, knowledge, and sustenance. Buddhism, the guiding light. Sri Lanka is one of the oldest strongholds of Theravada Buddhism, introduced in the 3rd century BCE by Arahant Mahinda, son of the Indian Emperor Ashoka. From that moment, Buddhism became the guiding light of Sri Lankan life, especially in rural communities. In the countryside, temples are not just places of worship. They are the heart of the village. The temple is where people gather not only for prayer, but also for education, celebrations, and even resolving disputes. The temple bell is a familiar sound in every villager's life, a gentle reminder of spiritual time in the middle of daily work. The village and the temple, a sacred bond. Every rural Sri Lankan grows up with a deep reverence for the Viharaya, the village temple. Monks, who often know every family in the village, serve as spiritual guides and moral anchors. The annual Parahira, or procession, is not just a spectacle of lights, elephants, and dance, but a community effort, uniting everyone in devotion. The Dhamma, the teachings of the Buddha, are reflected in daily rural life. Values such as compassion, loving-kindness, metta, simplicity, and mindfulness are not only preached but lived. Even the act of offering alms to monks in the morning, called dana, is a sacred ritual that brings spiritual merit and reinforces community bonds. The art and aesthetic of rural life. The beauty of Sri Lankan rural culture also lies in its artistic expression. The song sung while planting rice, the traditional Kandyan dance performed at temple festivals, and the kola masks used in folk theater all reflect both creativity and religious influence. Traditional architecture, too, often shows Buddhist influence, whether it's the simple but elegant village temple or even the layout of homes that are designed to coexist with nature. This harmony between the material and spiritual worlds is a unique feature of Sri Lankan village culture. Festivals, celebrations of faith and nature. Rural Sri Lanka comes alive during Buddhist festivals. Vesak, commemorating the birth, enlightenment, and passing of the Buddha, transforms entire villages into glowing seas of lanterns and dance salas, free food stalls for all. It's a beautiful expression of generosity and community spirit. Organizations and local leaders are also working to preserve these cultural treasures, not just as relics of the past, but as living, breathing elements of identity and sustainability. Conclusion: a living heritage. To truly understand Sri Lanka, one must walk through a village at dawn, hear the chant of the Pirith, share a humble meal with a farmer, and sit under the shade of a Bodhi tree. There, In the quiet moments of rural life, one finds the true beauty of this island, a beauty woven from the threads of ancient culture and timeless wisdom. The rural culture of Sri Lanka, hand in hand with its deeply rooted Buddhism, is more than just a tradition. It is a living heritage. It teaches us that a simple life, guided by compassion and harmony with nature, can be profoundly rich. Let us honor, preserve, and learn from this beautiful way of life. Thank you.